What I am sharing with you now is to make dal, lentils, how to cook them. I am sure all of you must have done in your life some time making dal or lentils if you are into Ayurvedic cooking, or even if you are vegetarian, you must be eating lentils in some ways. But certain principles from Ayurvedic aspect which I am going to share will definitely give you an understanding and a point of difference that what we should look at, because 99% time when I see client in my clinic, what I have found is my all clients, when they will start making dal, or those who are already into yoga and meditation or living in a bit more consciously, they come that they are vegetarian and they making sometime lentils, but they have stopped using lentils because what they always complain that I feel lot of gas, I feel lot of bloating when I make my dal, right? And there are certain reasons why we get that kind of bloating. Otherwise, this is the most beneficial protein intake for us. As from Ayurvedic aspect, even though I am not going to advocate for vegetarian cooking here, but because we are trying to incorporate Ayurveda in our life, and when you will find the ultimate goal of our life from Ayurvedic aspect is understanding the purpose of our life and how we can complete our journey. And to complete our journey, we need to minimize certain karmas. Karma means our action, right, which we taking the burden, that's why we are in this world. So if we are, some of us from that aspect, then it always become very beneficial for us to understand that why using vegetarian food is less karmic than the non-vegetarian. But coming back to our recipe again, so for this I am using moong dal. This is what dry moong dal is, which you can get in all supermarket nowadays, in health shops easily available. You can definitely get organic one and other one, that's no problem, as long as you can identify what grain we are looking for. This is moong dal. Now what you need to do is you need to soak it at least 1 hour before in hot water. Now when you soak it, make sure that you first 2 or 3 times wash with your hands and throw that water off, and then let it soak like that. And this is what we need. Now once it is soaked, you are ready to cook it. Now you can eat it with again your non-yeast breads, or you can eat it with your rice, which you can easily make. You can make cumin seed rice and plain rice, that depends upon your liking. For making these lentils, certain other things we require, which are going to be again very essential component. We need onion, we need garlic, we need ginger, cumin seed, and of course salt. But the most important component which I am going to share with you is this is a seasonal mix. Now what is seasonal mix? Just to share with you, all of you must be well aware that when we cook our food, no matter whatever you are cooking, whether it's your vegetable, whether it's your lentils, whether it's your non-veg dishes, or whether it's organic vegetables or other kind of stuff you are going to use, every food when we cook release certain toxins. And now if we don't utilize those toxins and eat that food, those toxins will slowly get absorbed in your gut area, and they are the one who ultimately cause you more problem, no matter how good food you have done. And that is one major reason why when people come and complain that I am making my lentils with full consciousness, everything I am doing right, but it is giving me bloating, because what I have noticed is they don't use the right ingredient. And here we have this particular combination done, which we call as our seasonal mix. Seasonal mix is actually nothing but a specific mix of 14 herbs in specific proportion to make our food more compatible. How it does? It actually works in 3 ways. When you will add it to the food, when the food is being cooked, it helps to neutralize those toxins, and B, it will create a coating around your gut area and not let those toxins get absorbed. And C, it has specific natural antioxidant and steroid which will help us to flush the toxins out. So that's how it is going to make your food totally complete. Now what are the ingredients? Should I say it's secret recipe? You have to come to me, right, to Auckland. I won't say that. I will give you the idea, right? You are watching me, so that's a big bonus. It has 14 specific recipes, spices. It starts from the turmeric, it has ginger, it has garlic, it has fennel, it has cumin seed, it has coriander, it has cardamom, it has big cardamom, black pepper, long pepper, it has ajwain, it has fennel, it has hing also. Now these different spices actually vary according to the each season. So in winter you will have these spices but in different proportion. That is where the secret is, and this actually is a mix which I have done after quite thorough my research, which I will say if not more than 10 to 15 years by observing when I started practicing in the Western world, and I used to start giving them this option that they have to use these spices to make their food compatible. Most of my clients were struggling when I tell them that you need to put quarter teaspoon of turmeric, quarter teaspoon of ginger, have to use fennel, have to use cardamom. They were always complaining that there is no place in their kitchen for them to stand, right? And why was that? Because they have so many now spices there and they have to stand outside the kitchen to make their lentils, so it was not getting right. So I thought what I should do now. Then slowly I start working out with the variation of the seasons and variation of the different constitution, that what amount is actually going to have a right kind of impact on my each constitution person in that particular season. And that's where we come up with the 4 seasonal combinations. So we have this summer season, winter season, autumn and spring season. So that's what we will use. So now we are ready to cook. What you need is you need a pot to make your lentils. Now in that pot you can also make that in a steel kind of pot, or you can use pressure cooker. Now most of the time when you will see Ayurvedic cooking or even in Indian cooking, I will come back to the Indian cooking now here, we use pressure cooker. Some of us feel why we should use pressure cooker. Pressure cooker again actually is the one such an invention which make your dish much more delicious, because pressure cooker is based on that principle that it preserves the nutrient, it does not let the nutrients to go out, and because it get cooked in a way that the process is faster, it less time consuming, and end result is more nutritious dish. Now I have used half cup of lentil. Now when we are making in a pot, you need approximately 2 to 3 cup of water for half a cup lentil, but if you are making in pressure cooker, you need for a half cup only 1 cup of water. What we are going to do is we are going to add our seasonal mix, as I said before, that it will go when the food is being cooked, and yes, salt will also go. Now why you put the salt when the lentils are being cooked? Because it helps the breakdown of the protein. Lentils are nothing but the protein, and it is very essential that when you are going to cook your lentils, that protein need to have a good breakdown happen, and that's where I am going to show you once it will get cooked that what actually you are looking for. Dal is not soft enough. How you have to observe it, you need to, once it is cooked one, you need to take in your hand or in a spoon. What you need to do is just take in a spoon and try to press it once it is cooked, and if there is no white stuff coming up, because if you will break it, you will see there is always a white stuff, right? And if that white stuff is still there after cooking, it means your protein has actually not broken down, and that is going to give you a lot of gas. And now we are ready to look at what's happening with our lentils now. So it's almost done now. Here you can see it's well done. Now I will just show you what I was talking before, that what you have to observe. Now here you see these lentils are well mixed, and if you take a little bit and try to press with your hand, you will find that they are well cooked and there is no white stuff in there. So what we are going to do is now just we'll put it away, and in another pot I am going to cook these all our spices. In Indian language it is known as chonk. You can just call it toasting your all these spices. First what we need is again our most important component in cooking, medium ghee, and now you add your cumin seed. 1 teaspoon will be fine. Then add garlic. Take 1 teaspoon is fine. Get it a little bit cooked, and then you just turn your heat a little bit down so that you don't burn your it. But we have to go in this sequence because garlic is more pungent than the ginger. That's why we add it before. And then you take onion, which is half to 1 onion, chopped one, you can take it. Now you can just turn your heat a little bit more up, and then make sure that keep an eye on the color of all these ingredients. They will be turning towards golden brownish color. We are not going to let them go towards black. It's almost done now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just turn the heat a bit down, and then pour this whole lentils which is already cooked in that one. Here you can see now it's wonderful done. And this one you can have them on its own. You don't need anything, but always good to have them either with rice or with non-yeast bread. Reason me saying that is because if you are only eating lentil, you tend to eat too much anyway. It's the same way if you are eating any other protein and eat only that and not having any something accompany there, you will put yourself more protein in your tummy, means it have more pressure on your digestive system, because protein require more digestion strength to be get properly cooked, properly break down. If protein is not breaking, no matter whatever protein it is, it's going to tend more causing to the problem to the intestinal villi, right? As well as absorption will not be properly, assimilation is not happening. So those all things we need to keep an eye. And now here our lentils are ready, dal is ready. So now this can be served as it is. You can have it on its own, but best option is to eat it with either rice. You can cook rice, plain rice, or cumin seed rice, or your non-yeast bread. Always best to use some accompanied stuff, because if you are eating only lentils, then it can always tend to cause more heaviness on your tummy, and idea is that always try to use it. So what I'm going to do is let you serve. This is what coming to you now with rice, and nicely rice cooked, which we have done before, and here we are ready to eat.